but there's a lot of ways for China to strike back against the US that goes beyond just pure tariffs. And US Treasury Secretary Bessent is worried that China isn't doing enough to punish people exporting fentanyl precursors. I mean, is that seriously a risk that China could unleash fentanyl on the US as retribution?
No, I mean, China has made a major effort in order to stop the fentanyl exports from China into Mexico, Canada, United States. They made a major proposal. Xi Jinping wrote a long letter to President Trump about that. I don't see that China will basically start exporting this actively. But what I worry about is that they will stop acting against these fentanyl exports, hence that this product will still enter the United States or enter other parts of the world. So in a way, Chinese efforts have not been rewarded, and they might reconsider how to deal with that.
Okay, he also mentioned that the option of removing Chinese companies listed in the US from exchanges is still on the table. What would be the impact of that? How important is the United States' major exchanges as a source of financing for Chinese companies?
Not really. China has been, sure, some companies have been listed. What is more interesting to watch is that China has been a major buyer of treasury bonds, and that might go down. They might actually move into other markets, as difficult as it is. But certainly, the uncertainty in the global markets will be significant. China had some companies considering to make an IPO at Wall Street. That might be put on hold for some companies. So in a way, the uncertainty is just staggering. And it's not good for all of us. But again, it can be undone. Trump has a history of flip-flopping. I hope that there are some sober minds in the White House seeing what's coming, inflation, stagflation. We don't need that.
Yeah, we saw that China tried to discourage its companies from listing in the US after the whole debacle over Ant Financial and Jack Ma. Now, our viewer Nolan485 wants to ask about chips. So the US has the ambition of building cutting-edge computer chips at home rather than importing them from Taiwan. But China has 90% of the world's rare earth production, the raw materials needed to make the chips. How significant is China's leverage over the US ambitions to dominate advanced tech like AI and automation?
That would be a very dangerous route. That would go from a Cold War to a hot war, so to speak. That would be very bad for global supply chains, not just for the US, for everybody. I think that China actually will threaten that. It will possibly ask for licenses, will mastermind this in a careful manner. China doesn't have an interest in order to also derail globalization as it is. China wants to be perceived as a stable, predictable partner. And if they go down this road, this would undo it. So I don't think that it's going to be fulfilling this kind of worry that many people have, is that China will withhold rare earths from the global market. They don't want this.